Okay. So, my name is Doc. Um, I want to talk about stolen valor. I know that this subject's been beaten like a dead horse, but I feel like it's something that I've seen a lot of videos on, and it just kind of doesn't really do enough justice to it, I guess. So I woke up the other day, and my wife was telling me about this show that she was watching, Catfish. And it was talking about this girl who met this guy online, and he was claiming to be a former Marine sniper and this, that, and the other. And he was told her like he had killed so many people in combat, and he was fucked up with PTSD and all this other crap. And it's you know, so um, So they did the investigation. They met the guy, and they found out that he was in no way, shape, or form associated with the Marines or a sniper, or had ever been in the military, or even had left his hometown. So uh, when she told me that, it didn't blow my mind because I know it happens. So, but it's kind of ridiculous how you can go to any Army Navy store and buy all the stuff you need to pretty much impersonate service personnel. So that's what I want to talk about. A little bit about myself. I served in the United States Army from 1997 to 2014. When I was 2014 or 2000, late 2012, I was I received gunshot wounds to my back in Iraq, which eventually had me medically retired from the Army. Um, for the majority of my career, I served in the 75th Ranger Regiment. Um, I attended RIP, or Ranger Indoctrination Program, which is what it was called in '97. They've changed it to something else. They've combined some stuff, whatever. Before that, I went to Fort Benning. I went to RIP in Fort Benning, Georgia. Before that, I went to basic training, Fort Benning, Georgia, AIT, Fort Benning, Georgia, and airborne school in Fort Benning, Georgia. Um, my initial job in the Chalk with the Second Ranger Battalion was as an assaulter and a uh, designated marksman. Now, on an early deployment, the sniper that was attached to our chalk was injured, and the next down the totem pole was me. So I filled in as our team sniper for the rest of that deployment. When I got uh, back home, I was actually sent to sniper school at Fort Benning, Georgia. So I did a lot of time in Fort Benning, Georgia. Uh, I know all about Sand Hill, so if anybody wants to talk shit, go to Sand Hill. Um, Spent most of my career with the Ranger Battalion as a battalion sniper. Moved around from team or from chalk to chalk, depending on what was needed, battalion to battalion. Um, I did multiple tours of Iraq, Afghanistan, and then other places. That's none of your business. Um, the issue that I have with people claiming that they have served in the military, especially in the areas of sniper and any kind of special operations, because that seems to be the biggest thing. Oh, I was a sniper. Oh, I was fucking Green Beret or Navy SEAL or whatever. These people come up with this because they have like the Xbox 360 syndrome, is what I call it. They play their Call of Duty and their Black Ops, and they think they know what it's like to be in a combat situation, or be a soldier. Um, and that's cool. If you want to go dress up and play airsoft with your buddies and grab ass and all that other stuff, that's fine. But when you take it outside of that and you start talking about, oh, I was this, and this, that's where you fail. That's that's where you cross that invisible line. And stolen valor was a law. I mean, basically, Obama put into action that nobody could use um, any military awards or say they were something if they hadn't actually been there. It was a federal crime. And then it was actually, I guess, decriminalized. So it's not illegal anymore, I guess. But the problem is that, you know, you got these guys out there, guys and gals, that are claiming to be something that they're not, and you know, they're out there bragging about things. Number one, anybody who has actually been in a combat situation, usually we don't brag. We're not we're not big on that. I mean, there are those that are braggarts, and that's the way they deal with whatever they're going through. But for the most part, we're very quiet, low key people. We had a job to do, we did it, and for a lot of us, we're dealing with the ramifications of those decisions as we get older, and as we're not in that situation anymore, and we have to there's no way not to think about it. So essentially, you know, it's hard for us because we found a brotherhood and a sisterhood in service, and then it kind of ends, and then we're stuck with our memories, and that's our burden to bear. When somebody impersonates us or a service member or whatnot, they're doing that one thing where it's oh yeah, I did this, I did that, but they're not showing the other side of it because they can't show the other side of it because they've never experienced the other side of it. And that's the sleepless nights, it's the fucking nightmares, it's the fucking flashbacks, it's all the things. Last time I looked, there was 22 men and women every day that commit suicide that were in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's fucking disgusting, man. It's disgusting that there's just not enough outreach out there. I mean, I know the VA, whatever, but there's no reason for that. I was actually at the grocery store in town, and I was wearing my Ranger hoodie. I got a Ranger tab on it because I'm fucking proud. It was a big accomplishment in my life. And a young man comes up to me and he tells me the story about his grandfather who had served in World War II as a Ranger, and he had just lost his wife, and I guess that triggered something, some dementia or something like that. But he felt that he was still in 1945 Europe, and he said that he couldn't go home until he was relieved of duty. So the kid pleaded with me to come out and talk to his grandfather. So I went out there and I talked to him, and but after I got done talking to him, he asked me if it ever got better. I said, it never really gets better, it just gets more manageable. It gets easier to deal with it, pretty much. And, I said, but you're a Ranger. You can handle it, Like I said, it's not always easy. War isn't easy. It's fucking hell. And anybody who says that it's easy is either mentally fucked in the head or they're lying. And that's the tall and skinny of it, man. And it's not until it's all over and you're alone with your memories that you really have to deal with that fucking truth that it's never going to leave you. You can do a lot of things to dull it and numb it and everything like that. I used to live in Portland, Oregon, and I got no problem. I used to smoke weed, and that helped. Smoking marijuana helped. And I know a lot of people out there are probably gonna fucking give me shit about it, but hey, I got to sleep at night. So, you got a problem with that? So sorry. Um, a lot of us, uh, we have to we sit here and we question the things that we've done, and somebody impersonating is a huge slap in the face. You know, because they don't have to deal with that struggle of questioning whether the decision that they made was the right decision, whether they could have done more to bring their friends home. And then on top of that, it's a huge disservice to the family members that are left behind that have to, you know, live without their loved one for the rest of their lives. There's children out there that will never know their parents because they paid the ultimate sacrifice. And then you have some fucking douche canoe out there that's fucking, wearing the uniform saying that they were in that place. That, in my opinion, is ass kicking. That's enough to get your ass kicked. And honestly, if you are one of those people and you're watching this right now and you're like, fuck you. I'll wear whatever the hell I wear, what I want to wear. I'll fucking tell anybody whatever I want to. That's fine and well. Watch who you talk to. Because like I said earlier, a combat vet, you know what, not even that. If you went to basic training, if you got through basic training, just basic training, you can tell somebody that's been in the military. And I guarantee you that if you start talking that shit to somebody that is, super proud of what they've done, you're probably going to get a mud hole stopped in your ass and walk dry. I'm sorry if it's harsh to hear, but this is serious shit, man. You're essentially, have the possibility of pissing off somebody that's actually in real life, no shit, has killed people. We don't go out there and brag about that like you would, but you piss off the wrong person and you're liable to have some bad stuff done. So I'm warning you. I'm pleading with you that if you see this and you fucking have this mentality where you're gonna do it, rethink that shit. Because it's a sore subject for a lot of vets. Sorry, I'm looking. I wrote notes out. So, my recommendation to those who want to play dress up and pass yourself as a veteran, like I said, just watch who you tell. We are men and women who have done things that you would have to put your big boy panties on to fucking be able to handle it. Even then, I don't think you'd be able to handle it. The reality is a hell of a lot worse than your fucking fantasy of this. And I guess the last thing that I want to say is this. Blue Falcon. Don't be a buddy fucker. Don't be a buddy fucker. And if you're a veteran watching this, just like I do to every other veteran, because, people do it for me, thank you for your service. And, God bless you, and I hope that you're doing all right. If you have anything that you'd like to comment or add to this video, leave the comments below. If you have any ideas for any other videos that you'd like to see, down below. Subscribe. I'm probably going to be doing more videos. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. And Rangers lead the way, hope.